GEER II funding is intended to give local education agencies, institutions of higher education, and other education-related entities financial assistance needed to assist students negatively impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. This video describes the process employed by Georgia Southern University to provide the means for students to take advantage of GEER funding. The bursar's office staff used a report from Banner of students with unpaid balances as the starting point for GEER eligibility selection. By filtering that report according to GEER eligibility criteria, they were able to build a file containing the names and IDs of students eligible for GEER funding. The results of this population selection served as the input into the GEER process. Each student on the list received a message via a pop-up in the My Georgia Southern portal informing them of their eligibility for GEER funding to cover their outstanding balance with the university. The message contained a hyperlink to the decisions-based workflow through which the student could accept or reject the offer. Process description. The process, which is driven by decisions rules and workflow software, begins when the student clicks the hyperlink in the message described previously. The first thing that the workflow does is to compare the date on which the student clicked the link to the eligible date range. If the student has tried to start the process outside of the allowable date range for the award cycle, the offer expired message will be presented and no further processing will take place. The student will be redirected to the My Georgia Southern portal. If the student's timing is not outside of the eligible date range, the process proceeds to acquire the student's data as well as Georgia Southern data from Banner and other sources. Next, the decisions workflow creates a customized form for the student with the account balance and proposed GEER funding. This customized decisions form, called the initial view, is displayed in a pop-up on the student's My Georgia Southern portal page. This is where the student first sees the options to reject the GEER offer or to continue with acceptance. If the student elects to reject the offer, the decisions workflow will save the student's response, stop the workflow, and redirect the student to the My Georgia Southern portal. Returning to the initial view form, if the student elects to accept the offer, the workflow will display the GEER Fund scholarship application. The decisions form permits the student to select how COVID-19 has affected them and their inability to pay their balance. As on the initial view form, the student can reject the offer at this point. If the student elects to continue the application process, she or he will need to sign the application. The electronic signature form provides a legally binding way to sign. The verbiage on this form is precise and, of course, students should always read the legal language to know what they are signing. This is the last chance they have to reject the offer. Once the electronic signature has been submitted, the application and its terms will become legally binding. Once acceptance is complete, the decisions workflow prepares a PDF for submission to the appropriate agency on behalf of the student. The amount of the award is then applied to the student's account balance, and her or his records in Banner and associated student records are updated. Finally, the workflow will present the process complete form containing a link for downloading the completed application and award document. followed by an email to the student's official university email address. At this point, the workflow has been completed and the student's application and award are recorded. The award amount has been posted to their account and their student records have been updated. The final step of the process is to redirect the student to the My Georgia Southern portal. This explanation has focused on the normal flow of events within the decisions workflow. There is always a chance of error because of data inconsistencies or computing interruptions. The decisions workflow is designed to catch data errors throughout the process. In addition, the workflow logs pertinent information throughout the process so that interruptions can be located and data corrected. The logs also serve as evidence of the decisions made by each student as they respond to the offer. GEER dashboards for administrators. The summary dashboard is the dashboard landing page. Here you can see responses to the GEER offer in aggregate. The pie chart is clickable so that each segment can be viewed individually. The segments represent the following. 1. Started. The number of students that have started the process but have gotten no farther. 2. E-Sig form. Those that have arrived at the electronic signature form. 3. Agreement form. Those that have arrived at the GEER Scholarship application form. 4. Rejected. The number that have rejected the offer. 5. Exception. The number that encountered an error of some description. 6. Accepted offer. The number that have accepted the GEER offer and have completed all steps of the process. The dashboard is dynamic. The numbers are updated in real time, so they represent an up-to-date snapshot as of the very moment they are viewed. The detailed dashboard, as the name denotes, provides a detailed view of the GEER transaction for each respondent. The list can be filtered by state, or the pieces of the pie as seen on the summary dashboard. It offers the opportunity for administrators to take various actions with respect to each respondent's record, such as resending the email with a record of their choices. Thank you for watching. We hope that this video has been helpful and informative.